Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tony's Picks Happy Hour here for Thursday, June 19th, 2025. Hope everybody's having themselves a wonderful Thursday. We got some baseball went off. Look at the Blue Jays getting their ass waxed. Jesus. See, somebody must have heard me go, Nelson's pitching. I guess. Well, that backfired. There goes that. Loss for me today. Chalk that one up. Yikes. Old baseball, one of those things. Arizona decided to wake up. And I guess you can't spell ass without Gausman. So, one of those spots there. The bad Gausman showed up in there and got me. As always, we'll get right to the picks, see how the Cappers day went. That's how I started my day with the 0-1. So I don't know where to Ramon to see how his Thursday's going so far. How you doing, Ramon?
Hey, real good, Rod. We've got some nice action here in the major leagues on this holiday, and also some soccer action today just got through. So I've been enjoying the sports, but we're ready for the finals tonight, man. Well, let's go. We speed up the clock a little bit.
Definitely. How are you doing here on this Thursday, Ron?
I'm all right. Lost the Cubs, though. Couldn't get enough. They just got down too early and couldn't get it back. So bad start to the day. 0-1. We'll try to get it back tonight.
Definitely try to get it back here in tonight's action. Looking forward to tonight's action. We got a few still to go. We got some doubleheader action going in some game twos. And then we got a couple on the WNBA, one in the CFL. And then we know we got a big game 6 in the NBA. So let's head on over and get right to it, as we always do here. We got the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the White Sox. We got Pittsburgh taking on Detroit. And then we'll throw in the Phillies taking on the Marlins. And we got the Mets taking on the Braves. Heading over to Ramon to get us started. What do you like in the first four there, Ramon?
Yeah, for sure, Rod, here with these a couple double headers here set to go in these second games here right now. And, well, you know what? I scored with the White Sox on the run line in the first game. I'm going to try them here in the second game with, look, we're going to be having a lot of different pitchers out here, it feels like. St. Louis is with McGreevy. He'll be in there a while, certainly, but Vassell, he might serve as more of an opener. It was White Sox were winning that first game, guys, and then Contreras hit a home run, and St. Louis went on to win, but it was 5-4. So here, White Sox plus 1.5, minus 120. I'm down with that. I'm going to try them again here on the doubleheader. A little bit of volatility for sure in these two. So I'll go with the White Sox run line.
I don't know where to run. What do you like here in these two? In these four?
Yeah, same matchup we had the other night with St. Louis and Chicago. Did cash that money line on St. Louis from the other. That was our spreadsheet play today. The other night. And last night, today's is the Mets. So I'm taking Mets on the money line as a small dog in that one. I agree with Ramon. In fact, the White Sox did cash once again, first 5 run line. Keep playing them in the first 5 at home. They're 25-10 now to the run line in the first 5. So keep playing them.
Over here in this middle block, I think we got a lower scoring one there in Atlanta with the Mets and the Braves. I like Strider here to have himself a good start here against the Mets. And then Holmes going for the Mets. I think he has a good start mowing down some Braves. And we sneak under this 9 that I see there in that one. Give you the under 9 in that matchup. And then, as I said in the morning show, I still like the Phillies here. I like Sanchez over Cabrera. I know Cabrera's numbers have been pretty good, and he's been rolling right along. But I think the Phillies bats get to him here today. Chase him from the game early and then get to the bullpen and continue to pile on. 7.5 is kind of light too, kind of lean to an over. But give me the Phillies on the run line in that one. Hey, that wraps up the early slate of MLB. Let's head on over to the last 3 we got on the late night slate. We're looking at the Astros taking on the Athletics. We got the Padres taking on the Dodgers. We've got Baltimore taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Head on over to Ron. What do you like here in these ones, Ron?
8-0. 8-0. They blew that game, and man, they outscored like 12-0. Geez, that's got to be harsh. They just want to get out of Tampa Bay. It's over, man. Get out of this town. This is ridiculous. So I'm taking the Rays again on the money line in that one, and I'm stick with Houston. I can't trust Jacob for the homeless. I just don't trust him, and the way that bullpen is, unless it's Mason Miller, and that's the only really good spot they have in that bullpen, man, they'll blow it late. I guarantee it. Give me Houston on the money line.
I don't know where to Ramon. What do you like here in the late night MLB action, Ramon?
Well, they say nobody come back from a deficit like that in 50 years, they said. So, crazily enough, I'm going to go back to the Houston Athletics game like Ron was talking about. I learned my lesson last night. I tried an under. I'm guilty. Not going to do it again. All I saw were Houston guys going around the bases time and time again. So I'm going to go back to the over there. I don't know why, whatever, get off of those overs. It feels like in that stadium right now, go over. In fact, it's same thing as last night. The totals kind of dropped a little bit here. I'm seeing some 10 overs for the most part. The sharp books are 10.5 under. So it looks like the total's actually gone down. So I'm going to go over and figure they had it wrong last night. Give me the over with Houston and Athletics tonight.
Now for me, there, I agree. Give me the Astros there in that one. I think the Astros over the Athletics. They definitely were doing a bunch of base running on their own themselves. So I think they can do it again here, especially with the Lopez on the mound going. I think both squads probably get some runs, but the Astros do the bulk of the heavy lifting. So give me the I'll take the run line there in that one. I think we can get to it. So give me the run line in that matchup. And the Dodgers burnt me, so I'm not touching that game. If anything, I'd be cheering for Ramon's Padres and be going, "Go Padres!" Yamamoto, his last couple starts been shaky, so Padres, hey, you might be able to get to him because he hasn't been Mr. Yamamoto over the last couple. So
yeah, I know I've been Mr. Negative, but 270, I mean, that's steep. That's
so yeah, definitely too steep. I'm not doing that one. They burnt me yesterday. So I would almost have to take a shot with your Padres there in that one. I'm going to root for your Padres. Go Padres! I don't have a dog in that fight, but I might. Maybe. Might get to it later. We'll see. Might be chasing the Padres. So I kind of like the Padres. I really do. I'm thinking they got a real good shot there in that one. Hey, let's head on over to the WNBA action. We got a couple games rolling tonight. Let's see what the lines are still sitting at. Well, I haven't moved a whole lot, have they? Still look at 11.5 here with the Liberty. Total at 163.5 there in that one. And the Fever still 11.5 there. Total up and down a little bit. 164.5 there with the Fever and the Valkyrie. Heading over to Ramon. What do you like in the WNBA action there tonight?
Well, I know we got Phoenix here on the back-to-back, but man, they are 9-4 right now and playing pretty darn well here. But Rod and I were kind of debating between who we have in the third best, fourth best, fifth best teams in the league, and you got teams like Phoenix, you got teams like Atlanta right now, kind of. Bide their time a little bit behind New York, of course, and Minnesota. So, look, even with the back-to-back here, double digits going to be good enough, I think, for me here in this one. The total keeps going up. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe you could help me, Ron, there. But I'm going to go ahead and take these 11 points with Phoenix here in this one. Liberty's good. I'm not saying they end up playing with their food sometimes, but again, they got to keep winning these games again and again by double digits, and I'm not sure that's what's happening necessarily with them right now. So I think I'm going to take Phoenix here plus 11.
Head on over to Ron. What do you like here in the WNBA action tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to look at the late game. Who in the hell is anointed Indiana the beast of the East? Just because they won, they're going to Commissioner's Cup championship. They only score 73 points on the road, and you're going to lay 12 at the Valkyries. We know what the Valkyries have done. Valkyries are a great team at home. 4-2 against the spread. I'm taking the Valkyries. I wouldn't sprinkle on the money line, but I definitely want the Valkyries in this one. That's just too many points for the Fever. They couldn't even cover against the Sun. They got to cover at the Valkyries on the road. Not a chance.
I was hoping Ron said money line. I was good.
I thought about it, but there's still some players missing for Golden State for the Euro basketball. So, they only 73 points on the road. That's all you're averaging in Indiana? No, I don't care. Nope. You can't do it with 73 points. You're not going to do it. Sorry, you're not going to cover 12. No way.
And for me now, I like the under. I think it's a lower scoring matchup on that one. The Valkyries can play some defense. They can also rebound the ball. So I'm with you. I kind of lean to the Valkyries, but I like the under as the play. I think it's a lower scoring one.
Yep.
People are going to be a little bit surprised and be like, holy man, these Valkyries can play some defense. Not going to let us run it up and slam 105 points on the Valkyries in this one tonight. That's for sure. So I like the under in that one. And then kind of like what we've seen last night, I don't see the Liberty running away with this one. Second half of a back-to-back or not, I'm going to take the Mercury there plus that 11.5 with the Liberty, with the Phoenix Mercury. Second half of back-to-back, I just see the Liberty at plenty of times they can, if they actually really want to, they could probably win by 30. But do they motivation-wise here? Nah, this is not a cup game. This is just one of those games. I think you can't underestimate the team that's in the second half of the back. We seen it yesterday with the Suns, and they got the cover out of 14.5. So I can think of the Mercury here in the second half of a back. They can get the cover here with 11.5. I like both dogs, just like I said on the morning show. Both dogs on the under there in the Valkyrie game. Hey, that wraps up the WNBA slate. Let's have a quick look at the CFL. We got the Montreal Alouettes heading into Edmonton to take on the Elks. I see 7 in most spots here. I did see a 7.5 early, and it didn't last long. I seen that thing get scooped up. Maybe you buy the half point, as I said in the morning show. I kind of like the 7.5 if I seen it. Grabbing it with the Elks, but I'm not sure in this one. Well, I don't know what Ramon, what do you like in the CFL action tonight?
Yeah, maybe that's why it won't be a premium, because I'm going to go without right here. I'm going to go with Montreal. It looks to me like this Elks defense right now going to have some problems here tonight. Phil Pott didn't have quite the game we were expecting last time out, but look out for Mack here. I like Mack to have another big game. He ended up with 100 yards in that last game, so watch out for Mack here tonight. And I think they'll make life pretty difficult for Ford. Now, if he can get it to, Gittins, I guess would be a good spot for Edmonton, but I think Ford's going to be running around quite a bit here. I'm going to lay it with Montreal. I've got him by more than a touchdown here on the road tonight. Give me the Owls.
Head on over to Ron. What do you like hearing this one tonight?
Yeah, I debated that one too, Ramon. I just Montreal's just playing too good a ball right now. It was at 5.5. It's up to 7. I'd probably have to lean the Elks as the home opener tonight, but definitely I would look at the over. If you look at the last 11 games, Edmonton's 8-3 to the over at home. So I think it's like a 31-20 type game, 51. So we're going to get over 48.
Yeah, that's what I like too. I like the over here. We've seen the Elks score 14 in their home opener, or in their season opener in BC. Maybe they got a little bit distracted with Snoop Dogg in the building, throwing footballs in the air. Amazing to see him. If Chuck balls into the upper deck, they were all like, "Holy, look at that! Snoop can throw the ball up deep." He was signing footballs and tossing them to the fans, but just one of those things. 14 points, and then you get a week off, so you can improve on what you've been doing. It's this home opener thing. I think this crowd will be up for it. And like the weather's going to be half decent here. Hopefully they get in before the rain comes rolling in. It's supposed to rain later on tonight here in Alberta. Big storm rolling in, big rainstorm anyway. So hopefully we can get it in and it doesn't get wet before this game wraps up. But either way, I like the over. Plenty of offense there in Edmonton to kick off their home opener. All right, let's head on over to the NBA. Big game 6. See if the Pacers can stay alive and force a game 7 here in this one Thursday night. I don't know, Ramon, what do you think here in this NBA action tonight?
Well, we got to make our decisions now here on the happy hour anyway. I know everybody's waiting on pins and needles for a status update of Halliburton. Look, he played as much as he could in that last game. He may have been feeling a little down on himself, maybe looking for a little excuse here, maybe to motivate him. Who knows? Here, I do know that you can bet some of his player props right now. That doesn't mean everything, because obviously if he's a scratch, you don't win. But if he plays less than the minutes, I've kind of gauged the player props there. It looks to me like they have him for just a full complement of minutes, of maybe pretty much what they were. So I'm not going to go to his player props, but I just thought that was interesting that some of the books have them certainly available out there. I'm going to go to Nemhard here. I think maybe his number has been over adjusted. It's down to 12.5 here for his points and assists combined. And I'm going to go with that with Nemhard at home here, over 12.5 points and assists. Look, if Hallie has any, hesitation or maybe needs to come out a little bit more, let's look to those other guys a little bit, especially that kind of fill the same role. So I've got Nemhard over 12.5 points and assists. I see a couple books there at even money with that prop. So I've got Nemhard tonight in game number 6. Let's go.
Head on over to Ron. What do you like here in the NBA action tonight?
Yeah, when you go back to the last game in Indiana, that's the only one that the OKC has covered in the playoffs. And they covered by a half a point. And they wouldn't have covered if there wasn't an away from the ball foul that gave them an extra free throw there. We would have covered that 6.5 at that one. So I'm going to go back to Indiana. Indiana is still 7-2 straight up at home in the playoffs. And you look at OKC, like I said, besides that 1-8 now, ATS on the road, I would rather not see Halliburton play because everybody else will step up. And I think Indiana just takes them to the house if Halliburton doesn't play. But unfortunately, he's probably going to try to give it a go, which kind of gets the other players, more or less involved now because they're going to try to rely on him. He had 18 in that last game in Indiana. The strong play, I think, is the under, because if you look at both games in Indiana, they both went under the total. But I'll just give it to you right now. I'm Indiana plus 6.5 and take the under 223. I'll just give it to you. There. Don't buy it.
Man, for me here in this one, man, it's just one of those things. Is he going to play? I think he does play, because we've seen this line. It was 6.5. I see 6s. If you watch some of these, I even see some 5.5s around in this thing. And as you alluded to, this game was a lot closer down the stretch. I still look kind of like fixie, like the Pacers had their shot and they just kind of didn't even take a good attempt to get us to get that backdoor cover that people were looking for in that last game in Indiana. Their first cover on the road, kind of like he just kind of ran it down. It looked like just a heave, just a whatever heave. And of course, then the OKC got the cover in that one, right? And we went back and forth. Definitely went back and forth on full game in this game. In this one, it's tough to decide, but I think the Pacers, that hometown crowd, they take it in that first half. They've done well in that first half off of a loss. OKC, it's just one of those spots where in that first half, off of a big home win, they haven't followed it up out on the road. We know what they've done in all their playoff games. 3-5 in that first half out on the road are these OKC team. And we know in the finals, 0-2 in that first half is OKC. And then also when they've been leading in the series out on the road in that first half, 1-3 ATS-wise as well. So we've got the Pacers in the first half. I think they do come to play and bring it, as they say, at least in this first half. We know what could happen in the second half. Anything can happen in the second half. But I'm going to grab the Pacers plus the points. I think that hometown crowd gives them the boost. And I'm tempted to take the money line in the first half too, really. I want to put a little bit of sprinkle on the Pacers having the lead heading to the locker room break. Hey, that wraps
they've
up.
won 6 in a row now, Rod, at Gamebridge first half money line. So yeah,
right. So
good plus 154 right there first half. Yep.
Definitely worth a shot on the money line there in the first half of the Pacers. So I don't have any jello shots at the barbecue. But we're going to try to keep up with LSU. I don't know if anybody can catch LSU at this one. What they got? The 10,000 jello shot lead, I think that's they say.
You would end up following the jello shot contest.
Yeah, one of my coworkers is from LSU, and she said the same thing.
And it's a 10,000 jello shot lead. It's not even close.
Not even
close.
Had
to be the chalk.
Yeah, of course they had to be the chalk, right? 10,000. Just 10,000 alone is a lot.
Well, they
of
got to win
jumps.
something this weekend because Coastal's probably going to wipe the floor with them, man.
Ooh, that sounds like a
Ooh,
prediction.
fighting
I think
words.
hey, we'll go over that tomorrow night. Friday night, tune in. Me and Ramon on the happy hour. We'll break down that LSU and Coastal Carolina series for you. How about that?
Ooh,
Tomorrow night,
Ooh.
be here.
awesome
Yep.
weekend of college baseball.
All right, that brings us to the player prop game in the future. Well, we know the game in the future now, so it won't be a game in the future. Player prop, parlay. We'll leave it up to the capper to decide what they want to give out here in the section, and let us know what you got going on over at Tony's Picks for tonight's action. Hey, let's head on over to Ramon to get us started. What do you got for us tonight, Ramon?
Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to make the decision, or I'm not allowed to. The chat has already determined what I'm talking about, apparently. So I'll talk about United States soccer going up against the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, USA versus KSA here tonight. But look, I'll just lay it out. I think I'll lay out the whole game. Okay, I'm going to go first half 0-0, so maybe under first half. Maybe you take a little KSA first half there, but I'm going to say it's going to be 0-0 at the end of the first half, and I'm going to say USA pulls it off 1-0 in this one. Now maybe Saudi Arabia gets that game time goal. I don't see 3 goals here, so I'm also going to take the under in this game. So under first half, under full game, and whether or not that price is fair enough on USA, that don't let me determine that. I don't think I could lay a goal at minus money with USA in this one. I'd probably rather take Saudi Arabia, but if it is a 1-goal game, that's kind of where the line is right now. So I'm just going to go under first half, under full game, and maybe under and team total here too with Saudi Arabia, but probably just under first half and full game. You can kind of parlay those together in some of those books. And tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com, Rod, I've got a 3-pack, including the NBA Finals, or I also have that as my discount best bet for just $19. But if you want to throw in my favorite WNBA game, I think we just gave it out here on the show, but also my favorite Major League Baseball game, a 3-pack tonight over at Tony's Picks. Got it up there for $35, so why not grab it? And it's always profit guaranteed here. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. It'll be even less. So ride with me or ride with one of my guys over here, and let's have a great Thursday night with the NBA Finals and some other sports going on.
Head on over to Ron. What do you got going for us?
Yeah. Well, I gave you a same game parlay, so you got that one from me. Looking at the KBO in the morning, it looks like rain. I don't even know if there's any of those games are going to go. Sorry about that, Andre. But we'll look at, I know I gave you last night's getting ready to start. Atletico Madrid against the Seattle Sounders. It's getting ready to start, so make sure you're on Atletico minus the 1 in that one. What I got tonight, I got my WNBA 3-point play that I gave you the same game parlay. So you got both the total and the side for me for NBA, and then I got a couple in MLB, so you can get those right now at Tony'sPicks.com. But make sure you use that code TonyT at checkout. Everything's guaranteed. We full transparency. When we're bad, we're bad. When we're good, and you see it all. So no hiding from that. Like I said, all of us have been on the leaderboard recently, and some slumps going on, but some are hot. So pair up the good cappers and make some money. Let's go.
Definitely. You can check out the leaderboards. We've all been up there in one way or another, all of us in one sport or another. Definitely all over the leaderboards. So definitely go over to Tony'sPicks.com. Check it out. Take advantage of the 2-for-1 capper promotional as well. For me over there, I got my NBA drop a dime play. Big bet. I love that one tonight in the NBA. That's available over there. And then I got that included into a 3-pack for tonight. So definitely head on over. Join me there. As I always say, it's Thursday, right? So I think the best way to go is that 3-day pass. You get Thursday, you get Friday, you get Saturday, and I throw Sunday in there early enough that you get that as an extra day. So that 3-day pass turns into a nice little 4-day weekend for us over at Tony'sPicks.com. So definitely head on over and join me there. And for you guys tonight, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Phillies on the run line. I'm going to take the Houston Astros on the run line. Little 2-teamer for you. Yes, it's a little square parlay here on this Thursday, but I like those two there. Heading into that action tonight. Maybe I'll even throw in the outs going over, make it a 3-teamer. Yep, talk myself into it. Give me the outs over the 48 there in that one. 3-teamer. Hey, that wraps up Thursday's action as we head into a nice night of games. See what happens in the NBA. See if we do see a game 7 on the weekend. If we do, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. As always, hey, if you think you got what it takes to become a capper here at Tony's Picks, hey, join us on the morning show tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and you could be the next capper here at Tony's Picks, talking the games with us up here. We'll give you a tryout. You can join us in the morning show. Send you the link. You come on in, give us some plays, see how you think, talk some sports with us. And hey, maybe you'll be the next capper here with us, joining the team here at Tony's Picks. So definitely tune in, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Any final words before we head on out?
All good. Good luck, guys. Have a great night.
I'll take PSG to rock minus a goal and a half in the late game over Botafogo tonight at the FIFA Club World Cup.
Get it, Ramon. You get it there. I have no idea even where to even begin with that. That hurts my head. I ain't gonna lie. I just said, what?
The same tournament at Let It Go to Madrid. Yeah, that's what it is.
I remember Tony saying something about Saudi Arabia taking on USA. Doesn't Saudi Arabia put all the money in for this tournament? How do they lose this game? I think we discussed this on a morning show. I had to put a little bit on the draw because you don't want to beat Saudi Arabia. They're donating the money, right, for this tournament. So we'll see. So the thing I had to go against, because I remember Tony saying we were talking about when the Gold Cup was going, and I remember making a circle note on this game and was like, okay, didn't know that. I have to make the draw. Shout out Tony if we get the draw in that.
Right, the draw. Let's get the draw.
First half draw for sure. That's what I'm on, 0-0.
There you go.
And since you said first half draw, I'm definitely going to have to go make that bet too. So I'll have to draw first half and full game now. So give me a draw either way. So, that's cheating. That's not cheating.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to make money. There's no cheating in trying to make money. Thanks everybody.
Enjoy the finals. It's going to be a great one.
Going to be a great game tonight. So definitely tune into the finals. Have yourself a wonderful Thursday, everybody. Catch you guys again tomorrow morning. See you then.